Okay. Okay, good evening, everybody. So in our last class, we've started our dashboard. We started working on our dashboard. And but before we further progress on our dashboard, I would love us to there's something we need to do on this our sales by profit meter, just to visualize one or two other things on it so it can be more self-explanatory. So now, in this profit meter visualization, we can actually have a trend line in this visualization, and a trend line simply shows the trend of the visualization. For example, if we come to our analytics, for example, we would see something like trend line here. See something like trend line here. So if we pick up the trend line, if you click and hold or drag and hold, while you're still holding your cursor, if you drop it on linear, we'll see what it looks like. If we pick it again, drop it on uh, logarithmic, see what it looks like. We drop it on exponential, it's like this. We drop it on polynomial, and lastly, if we drop it on power, it's like this. But then it's not really giving us the trend we want. So, but the linear kind of shows the trend because the trend is actually going up, just as we have here. The trend is actually going up. And also we can, for example, if we are versed with what's it called? It's not standard deviation. If we are versed with forgotten the name, but if you're versed with economics or financial terms, so we understand what is R squared and P value, but I'm not going to talk about that in this class. But we would know we know what R squared and P value is all about. However, if we, for example, click on this trend line, we would see something like, let me see. Let's see. Okay, it's not this. Annotate. Okay, for example, if we click on any of these information, like the shape, we'll see something like annotate. You can do the same thing using this trend line. I don't know why it's not bringing it, but okay. Let's, for example, let's use this and let's do annotate. And if we click on point, for example, we click on point, we'll see something like this. But if we right click on this, on all of this, and say, let's select the points, and if we say like this is the highest profit point, or and say okay. If we leave it like this, we'd see that this point shows us, for example, the highest profit point. And if we further come down, we can say the lowest profit point or the lowest sales point. However, if we come towards this back, we'll see that if we bring our cursor to this shape, we would see that it has a profit of minus 6,600. And if we further come down to check all of these other information, we can even assume that this is our lowest profit point. So we can annotate points like this and give it a reference and just mark it down. But that's not where we're really going tonight. I'm just pointing this point so that it can be recorded, and in case we want to go back to this video so that we can have more information as regards visualizations like this. Now, what we want to do now is we want to do a kind of visualization on this visualization that, for example, it shows a certain amount of profit and it separates it from others. Like, for example, if we say we want to know sales that are 20,000 for them to be outside the reference, and the sales that are below 20,000 to be behind the reference. So it will only take sales that are above 20,000, a certain threshold. It will bring them out, separate them from the sales that are below that threshold. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's what we want to do. So we would kind of separate them using colors or shapes.
So wait, but with that line that's there already, with that one asterisk star there, isn't that sales or is that profit?
Now, you're talking about these lines here.
Yeah, so that line there, see that one star outside of that line?
This,
Next one, the one outside of the line.
this,
Yeah, that one. So this is uh
this is actually for sales.
sales, yeah? Are we not doing sales now? Or we doing
What?
profit?
This
Are
is
we
actually for sales.
yeah,
Now, this line
yeah,
is for sales.
yeah.
This line is for profit.
Profit. Okay.
Now, what we have done before is we want to know sales that are above 21,000, sales that are within 21,000 and above.
Yeah,
Now, if you look at this sales, it is 22,638.
yeah,
38. So
yeah.
that's why we have
The line there,
this
yeah.
sales meter separated these sales from the rest because it is above the instruction we gave to him. So every sales that is below 2,000, 21,000, it will separate them from this.
Yeah,
Now, the same thing applies to the profit. We said we want to know a profit meter of about 5,500. And this is the only sales that has over 5,500 profit from all of the different products that the company sells.
yeah. Cool.
So
And that line in the middle, is that just average or
this is a reference line, a trend line, sorry.
okay.
It just shows a trend pattern
Yeah,
of
okay.
the sales and profit.
Okay.
Just as we have it here that goes like this, it's going up.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So it's just a trend line.
Okay, cool. No, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so first thing we want to do is want to create a calculated field. So just as we've been creating a calculated field, let's create a calculated field. Then we want to give it a name. Let's say profit, or because it's a scatter plot. So let's say profit for scatter. Yeah. Now, want to use the if function. If profit, let's see. If profit, yeah, if profit is less than or equal to uh profit meter, profit meter, then Then would say profit meter. Okay, then we end it. Okay, I'll leave this for a minute. Do we have it now?
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll say okay. So we should have it here and profit for scatter. Then we want to create a set. We want to create a set to bring it into our visualization. So then we want to create a set from row ID, because the row ID has all the information of the product. Yeah. So let's click on this button right in front of row ID. We'll see create and we'll see set. Okay. Once we say create set, now this set, we want to use a formula for this set. So the first thing we want to do is select condition, then we say by formula. However, let's give this set a name. Let's say profit set. Yes, let's say profit set. And then by formula. So the formula is simply sum, and the expression is profit. Profit is greater or yes or equal to profit meter. Yes, that's all. So I'll leave this there for a minute. So sum profit equals profit meter. So if I say okay, we'll leave that there. We'll have set. Now I want to create another set from row
So
ID.
1 second, I think mine is not. It's not
Okay,
coming up properly.
let me just open it and come in. Edit set. I should have this.
Sum equals. Hold
Yeah.
on. Sorry, I've got done the wrong equals way. Hold on.
Okay, let me just copy it and paste it on the group.
Yeah, no, I've got it. I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
Okay. Then I want to create another set from row ID. Want to create another set, create set, condition. So this other set will be sales set. Yeah. Then we'll come to by formula. Then the other one would be sum minute. Okay, it will be sum sales, because we are creating for both sales and profit. Some sales greater uh, greater or equals to sales meter. Yeah, just as we created for profit.
Yeah, yeah, all good.
Okay, we say okay. Now, what we want to do now is we have both the profit set and the sales set. Now, The thing is, for example, let's try what we've done. If we bring in the profit set, for example, if you drop it on color. Okay, let me take out this reference line. Okay, you can take off your reference line as well.
Line in the middle. The
Okay,
line in the middle, yeah?
yeah, the line in the middle. Now
Yeah.
we'll see that. I'll take that again. If we bring in our profit set color, we would see some like in and out. Now let's edit the color. For example, let's say our out should be red. That should be fine. Okay, good. Now we would see that if we change our profit meter to 100, I'll say okay. You would see that, don't forget, our in is blue, our out is red. Now, our profit meter says we want to see products that made $100, for example. Now, we'd see that the majority of the products of this product, they changed to blue because they are in. They made up to $100 in profit. Now, okay, we are still working on profit now. It changed to blue. Now, let's change the digit. Let's say 4,000. We'd see that just a few items made up to 4,000 in profit. And the rest changed to red because they are out. They are out of that 4,000 threshold in profit. And their color changed automatically. Now, let's do the same thing with sales set. If we bring our sales set to, you can leave your visualization for now because I'm still demoing. If you change your sales set to, if you bring it to color, I'll change the color just as we did the other time. And we'll change our out to red. I'll say okay. Now, we'll see that the 21,000 threshold, it is only one product that made it up to 21,000. Now, if we say, let's say 10,000, just a few products made it up to 10,000 sales. But now, what do we want to do? We want to do work in such a way that we won't have to use either profit or sales. We would want to use a combined set for the two so that the two can work together. I don't know if that makes sense. So instead of us having to bring them in one after the other, we want to combine the two together so that they can work as one. We want to combine these two parameters together so that they can work as one. So how do we go about this? The thing we'll do is we'll come to this profit set that we've created. If we click on the button in front of it, we'll see something like create combined set. Create combined sets. If you click on create combined sets, we would have something like this. Now, the first thing we want to do is rename this to profit and sales set. Now, if we remember the last time, there was a time we're talking about joins. We're talking about inner joins, left join, right joins, something like that. Now, this is something like that, but in this case, it is called intersect. In this case, it is called an intersect. Now, okay, let me show a pictorial image of what I'm trying to explain now. Now, if you look at this screen, we have three boxes, box A. We have two boxes, box A and box B. Now, if we come back to our Tableau, if we come back to our Tableau, come in, let me add it to what I'm sharing. We'll come back to our Tableau. Now, if we come back to our Tableau, we'd see how would you like to combine these two sets, profit set, and we'd select the other one. Now, the first set option says all members in both sets. The second option says shared members in both sets. The third option says profit set except shared members. And the last one says subtract set A. Now, if we come to this picture, now we have box A and box B. And in box A, we have red color, blue color, pink color, yellow color, and indigo. And in box B, we have wine, green, blue, pink, and white. Now, if we want to do an inner join in between this box A and box B, the inner join simply means what are the variables in each of these two boxes that are the same. Now, if we look at number 2, which is blue, in our box A and come to box B, we'll see blue also. If we join this box A and box B using an inner join, we would have it to join these two boxes using blue and pink, because those are the two variables that are in between the two boxes. That is what this is simply telling us, that, for example, if we say all members in both sets, it will take every information. It will take every information in the whole of the box A and the box B. To take every information in box A and box B, it will take everything. Now, if we say shared members in both sets, that means we are working only with blue and pink, because that is the two colors that they have in common. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, all good.
Now, if we say profit set except shared members, it will only take all the information in box A alone, and so on and so forth. So in that case, we would have to come to select the sales set here as the box B, as a representation of box B, like I showed us earlier, and we would say shared members only. That means the informations they have in common. The information they have in common. So if we say okay, if we now click OK, then we would have something like profit and sales set here. Then when we bring our profit and sales set here to color, for example, and we come to change the color, edit color, out, red, okay. Now, we'll see that if we say 500 in profit meters and 3,000 in sales. Did anybody say anything?
Oh no, sorry. My daughter saying that.
Okay. Okay. So if we look at our visualization now, we would see that in the profit meter we say 500. In the sales meter, we say 3,000. Yeah. Now, if you look at our in and our out, which is blue and red, so we will see that the whole thing that is in our in is representing 500 and 3,000. And everything that is out that are not within this threshold, they are just in red, just like this.
So just to confirm, right? So essentially, when we're looking at this here, it's saying all of the ones that are in, so the ones in blue, they've got a
Yeah,
profit meter of 500 and their total sales is 3,000.
yeah,
So let's say, for example, anyone in the red has got maybe a profit of less than 5,000, let's say 4,000, but it's in the sales meter of 3,000. It still wouldn't show as blue because it's not in the threshold of 500 and 3,000.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, look at this particular product. For example, it says in or out of profit and sales set, it is out. But it has a sales of what we're expecting. So if you look at our sales reference line here, it actually picked it in, but because it is able to meet up with the profit of 500, it is in red, but it meets up with 3,000 sales. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, if we come to something like this product, it says out of profit and sales, it is in. It's met up with the threshold of 5,000 profit and 3,000 sales. Now, it's in profit is about 6,000 and in sales is about 14,000.
Yeah.
So this simply says that even these products that are out, they still meet one of two criteria. For products like this, they do not meet any of the criteria. So they are outside of the reference lines entirely. But the ones that are in the reference line, even if they are red, we know that okay, they met one of two criteria. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah, no, it does, it does, it does.
So let me take this off. Remove. So as it is, merely looking at this information, for example, if you want to visualize something like this to a stakeholders or to one or more stakeholders, we know that anything blue is within the threshold of the information we requested of Tableau to give to us, like 5,500 in profit, 3,000 in sales. But the ones that are even in red, that are within or that are inside the reference line or the reference band, they meet one out of two criteria. So that simply says it is either they caught up with the profit meter or the sales meter, but they are not outside the reference band. But the ones that are outside the reference band, they do not meet up with profit of 500 and sales of 3,000, for example. Just as we see here, it has and if you look at the profit, this is the profit line. This is the profit line. So everything above the profit line here, they meet up with the profit information, but they do not meet up with the sales information. For example, if we say 2,000 now, you see that some of them changed to blue again because we have reduced. If we say 1,000, we'll see that some of them changed to blue again because some of them they've met up with the criteria that we've given to this our parameter. And if we further move forward to say, let's say um 750, like that, like that, like that, it keeps going. And as we increase the amount, and just like this, we are able to further visualize this information to show us, to further give us more information about this particular visualization. And then we can then further um, do a discount meter visualization even on this visualization, meaning that we can then decide to visualize two or three measures in one visualization. So we just want to combine two or three measures together. So the first thing we want to do in that case, for example, let's say we want to create a parameter. Let's say create parameter, and we want to name this parameter discount meter, just as we have the profit meter there. But we'll create discount meter, and the data type will be integer. Yeah. So let's say okay. We have our discount meter here. The next thing we want to show parameter, just as we usually show. Okay, that's shown. Now want to link this parameter to a set, just as we created the profit and the sales set. So we want to go and create a set again from the row ID. Please, if I'm too fast, please call my attention, because I want to cover everything that is left tonight. So if we come to the row ID and click, then we can create a set. Create a set condition. We can name this set as discount set. Then come to my formula. And for this formula, I want to say sum. The expression is total discount. Total discount greater or equals to discount meter. Just as we linked the profit and sales set to the profit and sales meter, the same thing applies to this. So I'll leave the formula for just a bit. Okay, so we say, okay, we have the discount set here. So the next thing we want to do now is, since we have the discount set, let's move the discount set to shape. Move set to shape, okay. And we can then select the shape to change the shape format. Let's select field, for example. And the in can be, let's say, 0. The out can be, okay. Let's say, okay. And then we can come to the size. Let's adjust the size. Example, okay. And we can then we have to adjust the display of the profit meter. We have to go into the profit meter, edit the display format. We have to change it to currency custom. Then bring down the decimals. Okay, and we'll click out.
Okay, can you just go back a bit again?
Okay, to where exactly?
Yeah, from there. Edit.
Okay.
Oh, edit, okay.
So we just want to change the display format. Then we select currency custom, then we bring out the decimal places to 0. Then we click out.
One sec, leave that for a second.
Then we say okay.
Sorry, 1 second. If you go back to that formula, what you just said.
Hold on.
Okay, so
This is the parameters though. The
yeah,
discount meter parameter.
yeah.
Just want go ahead.
Oh yeah, so that would be, is that currency you said?
Yes, currency custom.
Currency custom, yeah. And then take off the decimal, yes, to 0.
Yes, and click out. Then okay.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
And so if we increase the discount meter, for example, to 1,000, say okay. So we would simply see that, for example, when we click when we bring in the discount meter to show that if this item was given discount of up to 1,000, it shows out. It wasn't given the discount of up to 1,000. So this information, it further shows what amount of discount was given on some of these products, just as we have here. This is in, this is in, this is out, and a few other informations like that. So with this, we've been able to visualize 3 measures together, 3 measures all together. So having done that, now let's go back to our dashboard. So, and we would see that it will take shape on the dashboard like immediately. And once we click or bring our cursor over it, it will give us information. So now to round up with our dashboard tonight, we stopped here the previous week. I hope everybody got to this stage.
For my one, I need to redo the ones and then add them into the dashboard. But I'm good. I was on the last session, so I understand how to do it.
Okay. Any other person, are we able to get to this part of the dashboard?
My situation is similar to Jack. Remember at the beginning I said but I was in the last session anyway, so I know how to redo everything.
Okay, what about Rose?
No, I'm not even here yet. I'm still far behind.
Okay, no problem then. I'll visualize I'll conclude with the dashboard, then we can go over the videos, but it would be worth your time, really, because you would see what you want to do. Okay, so we stopped here in the last time we started our dashboard. So what we want to do now is, having uh prepped it up to this present position, or this stage, then I would want to take off all of these legends. So I would take them off one after the other. Take them off one after the other. Okay, so since I have something like this, I will then, now, if, for example, we've taken out all the legend, I want to see or want to bring back the legends. Let me see if I can add an horizontal. Okay, I'll take that. Let's use particle. Okay. So I was saying that since we've taken out the legends, if we want to bring back the legends, all we need to do is click on more option, and we would see all the filters, all the legends that we have taken out. For example, if we click on parameters, we'll see all the parameters we've created, like the from dates, previous end days, and all the other filters. So we can always bring them back anytime we feel like we need a particular parameters or legends to work with. Now, want to further work on this dashboard to complete it. Okay, so before I do that, I would want to add something, more like a summary of the region to the dashboard. So what I would simply do is I would bring the region, where is it? I'll bring it to my rows. I should have something like this. Then I would add my profit. I would add profit to the Canva. Where's profit? Where's profit? Okay. I would, okay, this is my profit. I'll just drop it here, somewhere here. Yeah, I'll just drop it beside. And then I can bring in sales to come after profit. Then I can bring in quantity to come after sales. And if I see it's not coming the way I want, I can move them. Okay, I have quantity, then I can bring in my profit margin. Was okay, profit margin. Okay, after that, I can bring in my total discount. Okay, just to show the information as regards the different regions. So I can say this is my what's the name? I can say summary by region.
Where are you dropping it?
You mean these
Yeah,
items?
the numbers, yeah, where they,
For example,
is it,
just for example, just once you bring it, just drop it inside. You can see where my cursor is shaking.
yeah.
Just drop it on any of the information here on the camera. Just drop it, and you have the information.
I've tried it, but it's coming up something other.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's well, I know where to put it. It's fine.
Yours is not coming up.
No, it's coming. It's coming. Sorry, I've done
Okay.
it. Thanks.
Okay, good. So, but since I don't need this moving average, I just use that as an example. Can take it off. Then I want to, okay, since I have this, I want to quickly format it to show monetary value or percentage value. So let me say format. Okay, this is profit. It should be in thousands K. Say okay. Okay, my profit is in Ks. Then let me format the sales. Then currency custom. I just want to take off then the quantities, they are numbers, so I cannot format them. It's in numbers. Then the profit margin, aggregate profit margin, that I want to have number custom. I'll just put in a percentage suffix at the end of it. So then the total discount should be an amount of money too. Some discounts. Then currency custom, take out that. Okay. Then I want to format the heading. And just as we've been formatting them before. Then okay, still not streaming 1 or 2. Then the darker shade. Oh, I didn't realize it. Bold and a darker shade. Okay. Okay, I'm done with that. So I can bring that into this part. What's the name? Summary by region. Summary by region. I can bring that here. Okay. Okay, having done that, now what I want to do now is, for example, if we want the whole of these visualizations to interact with each other, we want them to interact with each other, all we can simply do is, for example, we can click on, let's say I click on this map and I come to filter. I want to use it as a filter. And I click on filter. This is the filter icon. So if I click on any of these states, let's see if it would, okay. If I click on any of the states, we'd see that the whole of the visualizations, they interacted with each other, showing only information concerning Montana, for example, because I've selected the Montana states. The region is west under United States. As we know, we are working with a data set from the United States. So it will show information concerning Montana alone. So for example, the profit from Montana is 1.83, the profit margin, the quantity, the sales for Montana, the total discount given. So if I come back to this, another one, if I select another one, I have selected North Dakota. If I come back again and I select another state, this is Arizona, every information on the dashboard, they will interact. So we can, if we want to make the dashboard interact with other visualizations on the dashboard, we can use one of the visualizations as a filter. So That is one way we can visualize we can make the whole of the dashboard interact with each other. Now, another thing we want to do is if we want to if we have a filter check that the more option more like an options, and we can apply it to the whole of the workbook. Now, I do not have filter on this particular workbook, but I'll be showing us another visualization entirely just to show the effect of the filter on the on a dashboard. So I'll show. Okay. Okay, now this is another workbook entirely. This is a simple dashboard. This is a simple dashboard with a different data set entirely. But this data set, it is available on Tableau Learn. I sent the Word document that I sent to the group sometimes 2-3 weeks ago. There's a Tableau Learn link in the workbook. So if we go on Tableau, for example, let me show my, where's my, trying to open my Chrome. Okay. If we come to Tableau, for example, because all of these things are on the now, if you come to this Tableau Learn, if you come to this Learn, come to Learn, where is it? And come to How to Videos, you would see a visualization like this. And this is what I'm about to show you. So you'd be able to download the sample data. This particular sample data that is used in this video. Now, if you come to it's under like 30 minutes. It just shows you some key information concerning Tableau, like the get started. It's a sample superstore data tool. So you would definitely see it here. This first data. So if you come to this how-to videos, you see a step-by-step information concerning this particular visualization. And that's the same thing I want to show us now. So please, if you have time, just go over it. It is very, very it's very, very good for us. So I'll just continue.
Sorry, could you post that link again into the chat? Sorry.
Okay, I'll do that after the class.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going back to where I am coming from. Now, this other dates, for example, it's a filter. It's a filter. And if I, for example, if I click on it, where is it? If I click on it and click on this more option button, I can see apply to worksheet. Then I can now select maybe if I want it to apply to all using this related data source or using this data source or selected worksheet. I can select worksheet or only to this worksheet, but I want to use it using this data source. If I say, okay, so if I adjust this other date, for example, if I adjust this other date, it will affect the whole information. It's just a simple dashboard. Just as we can see, we have just 1, 2, 3, 4 visualizations. So if I select it, it will interact with the whole of the visualization. So that's how filter works. The same way I showed us using the map earlier. The same way I showed us using the map earlier is the same way the filter works. We can either use a filter button or use a visualization as filter. Then we can filter the visualization. Now, I have 2 more things to do before we call it a day. Now, another thing I want to show us is if we want to add context and interactivity to our dashboard using something called action. Now, action is a kind of button that once you set, for example, I would be using it with the map. Now, in our previous class, this was the map we had in our visualization, but I changed it because of this action button. We had something like this in our previous class. We had something like this. Yeah, we had something like this. And if we remember, we worked on another map like this, something like this, where we had names of all the, or no, we had profits on label, just like this. So what I did was I removed the profit from the labeling, just like this. I took it out. Then I replaced it with where's this map? I replaced it with this so that I can visualize using the action button. So it's still the same thing, but since we have this particular map already, I thought it would be wise to just use it. So I'm trying to, okay, this map. So I gave it a name as map interactivity. So I took off the profit from the labeling so that we can have just this. So if we come to the dashboard, I changed it, I replaced it with something like this. So now to add context and interactivity to our dashboard using action button, what we can do is if we come to dashboard, and we select action. Actually, this particular thing is off this class, but I think it would be nice if we have it. But at the same time, if you go through the Tableau learn that I mentioned earlier on, you would come across action. You would come across action. So if I click on action, I should have a pop-up like this. If I have a pop-up like this, then I'll say add action. Now we'll see 2 options, this workbook or this sheet. Now this workbook simply means the whole of this workbook from the first visualization to the end, to the very last visualization. Or if I say this worksheet, it will only work with this particular worksheet, but I want it to work with the whole of this workbook. So if I click on add action, I want to add it as a filter. If I click on filter, then I can decide to give this filter a name. So let me say I want to give it a name of stay on map or stay on the map. Okay. Now, once I might have given it a name, we would see that the whole of the visualizations we visualized on this worksheet, everything has been clicked. But I want to uncheck everything, leaving just the map. I want to work with. That is why I named it map interactivity, so that the name can stand out of everything and I can uncheck the rest. So I'll try to uncheck the rest and okay, leaving just my map. Oh no. Okay. I'll have to check. Okay, so leaving just my map, and then if I want to run this action, I want to use select. So once I select, this action will run. Yeah. Now, after that, I'll come to this my target sheet. I'll leave it as it is. It means that which sheets do I want to target if I run this particular action? Which sheet should I do I want this action to take effect on? Then if I come to the clearing the selection wheel, what if I clear the selection, what will happen? Show all values. Then I would come to this last part, which is source field. If I click on let's see, if I click on where's this show selected field. Yeah, if I click on selected fields, I'll click to add. Then I'll come down. Since I want to work with states, I want to work with the states because that's one of the most important information in this particular workbook. If I select a particular state, it will show me information concerning that state in all of the dashboard. If I say states, it picked the source field as states. The data source is the order sample superstore, and I say okay. And I say okay. Now click OK here too because I've added the action, and I say okay. So now for this action to take place, all I need to do is come to anywhere on the map, for example, and I click, would wait for a few seconds to see the effect. Let's see, it is supposed to work. Okay, what's wrong? Okay, let me go back. I don't know. It is supposed to work. It didn't take effect. I'll have to do it again. Sorry, I'll have to do it again. It didn't save. I don't know why. Select values. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Just as you can see the effect, it will show every information concerning the selected states in all of the visualization, just like this. However, in my other workbook, this is how the action button works like. For example, because here I have more of more of cities. Yeah, of more of cities. So if I select this particular state, for example, we'd see a bar. Would see a bar in the that shows the city percentage and a few other information. Would see different bars, it will show all the cities under that particular state. To show all the cities under those states. So that's what the action button, that is what it does. For example, here we can see the profit percentage from all of the cities under Washington, and the overall profit percentage as 25.7, which is a total of all of the cities under Washington, for example. And lastly, there is okay. Now, if we look at this visualization now, I selected Nevada, and if we look at the executive summary, it shows the name of that city as Nevada on all of the visualizations. So I'm out to simply do that. We have to like come to the name of the particular sheet. Once we have the name, then we would insert states into it. For example, let me take this out. We'll simply insert state into it because we are working with state here. If we say okay, we'll do the same thing with all of the visualizations, but I can't do that with our current visualization because it's cumbersome. So, but because it's a simple dashboard, I can simply show us because just as we have the monthly sales by segment state, we would insert state. So the same thing applies to the third visualization. Monthly sales by category states, then we insert state into it. So once you do that, whatever we select, it will go into other visualization and pick out the name of that state. So once you might have used that action, all we need to do is just come to the name of the sheet, the name of that particular sheet. Once you double click, we'll just add we'll just insert state into it, and we'll do the same thing to the rest of the visualization. And that way, once we select any states, it will give us information concerning those states, everything concerning those states. And that way, it makes our visualization more interactive. So that's that concerning the dashboard. I believe we've finished on the dashboard that way. So, and we know that once we to present, we can come to the presentation mode, and even in presentation mode, our dashboard is very, very active because whatever you click on it, it takes effect. So whatever we do on it while in presentation mode, it takes effect, and it gives us information about the particular information we clicked on all of the visualization we have on the dashboard. So we can see, for example, our average sales, the trend, the average quantity, and the sales for that particular period, and other information as regards this particular state. So with this, we'd be calling it a day, and as we wrap up with as we finish with our Tableau, and yes, because I've covered everything I have in my timetable. So if there is any question, please don't hesitate to ask before we call it a day. Or if not now, you can always leave a question in the group. I'm still on the group. We can always interact on the group whenever you have a question or you come across any difficulty.
Yeah, no, all good. Thank you very much for the session, Albert. Thank you very much for taking time out to take us through this. It's been very, very what's that word I'm looking for?
What?
I'm working for a word. Is it informational? For me, I don't know if that I don't know if that's a word, but thank you for this. I definitely will need to go back and rewatch all of these again just to make sure that my dashboard is like this. But thank you for your help.
Of course, the dashboard